Xiaomi held an event last week to launch its Redmi Note 8 Pro after many teasers and much anticipation. But what the audience at the event wasn't expecting was the surprise launch of the Redmi Note 8 as well. This lower priced model should surely appeal to a lot of users, and we have it with us already for an unboxing. Welcome to Gadgets 360 and let's get started. Before we check out what's inside this box, do remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you know whenever we post a new video. So here we have the box itself, and as you can see, this is pretty much in keeping with Xiaomi's usual style. It's fairly minimalist. We have a couple of clues about what to expect. First of all, of course, you can see the phone itself with its big screen right on the front and a water drop notch. The chin is still thick enough to have a Redmi logo over there. But we'll have a closer look at that as well when we open the box. You can also see this vertical strip with 4 cameras, which is in the corner, which is much like Xiaomi's previous generation design, rather in the center over there, like all the other models we've seen so far in the Redmi Note 8 and Redmi 8 series. The only other thing that the front of the box tells us is that we have the variant with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, and again that there's a 48 megapixel camera and quad camera setup. So turning this around, we see that there's really not much on the sides, just the name of the device and some of the commercial information. So let's get to the back. What we have again is some of the most important specifications: 48 megapixel AI quad camera with a little illustration. It's interesting to see that an 18-watt fast charger is included. We have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 665 processor, which is something that's now fairly common at this price level, and Corning Gorilla Glass at the front and the back. Now, obviously Xiaomi thinks people care about this a lot, so it's got prominent placement. A few other things we have over here. So this text says ultra wide angle plus macro plus depth lenses, auto cleaning speaker, infrared remote control, dual VoLTE, 13 megapixel AI selfie front camera, P2I splash proofing for water resistance. There's a USB Type-C reversible connector and dual SIM plus a dedicated micro SD card slot. And of course, there's a large Made in India logo here because a lot of people do care about that. And we can see that our unit is Neptune Blue. So that's all there is to see on the box. Let's cut these seals open. Get our first look at the insides. First of all, we have this piece of cardboard, and inside that there's our SIM eject tool, the usual pamphlets, and a transparent case. Let's put these things to one side and get our first look at the phone itself. You can already see the blue color around the sides of the front. Turning it around, we can see a few other stickers. Let's get these off as well. So as we know, this is the Neptune Blue version. It's got a very mirrored finish on the back. It reflects the light in various patterns as we are tilting the phone around under our studio lights. You can see that there's also a slight gradient. It's got tinges of greenish blue on the top going into purple at the bottom. So we can see over here that the camera module does actually stick out quite a bit. This is something that a lot of people will probably not like, but of course you can use the included case or a third-party case of your own to make sure that that isn't as prominent. And now let's take a look at the rest of the phone. So here on the left we have the SIM tray, which we'll take a look at in a bit. On the top there's Xiaomi's trademark infrared emitter and a secondary microphone. On the sides here we have the power and volume buttons. And on the bottom, of course, there's that USB Type-C port that we heard so much about, 3.5mm audio socket and a single speaker. Here, let's turn the phone on. And as it's booting up, we can put this to one side and take a look at what else there is in the box. So there really isn't much, just one USB Type-C cable. The rather chunky 18-watt charger. Now let's go through the software setup process and see how it is to use this phone. Okay, so we seem to be done with the setup process, but the first thing that we get here is a pop-up asking us to install some more apps. Let's get rid of that and get our first look at MIUI. Pretty much the same as what we've seen on other recent Xiaomi phones. All the app icons are here on the home screens. We've got quite a lot of preloaded apps and games. Let's check what we've got. So this is MIUI 10.3.1. And of course, we're running on top of Android 9. The security level is fairly up to date. Even out of the box, we're running the September 2019 patch. So now let's go through some of the key specifications of this phone that we haven't looked at already. What we have on the front is a 6.3-inch Full HD Plus screen. There's Gorilla Glass 5 for protection, and you can see a single 13-megapixel front camera over there in the neatly concealed notch. We can also see for the first time that there's a blue tint right over here. It appears to be just some coloring under the glass which matches the rear, but this is something that you might want to check out in person before buying this phone because it might be distracting when watching videos or playing games. Inside, we've got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 665 processor. Our unit has 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage and is priced at 12,999 rupees in India. There is a base version of this phone as well, which has 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and that is priced at 9,999 rupees. So in addition to the 48-megapixel primary camera, we have an 8-megapixel wide-angle camera with a 120-degree field of view and also a 2-megapixel macro camera and a 2-megapixel depth camera. This is an arrangement that we've seen on a few other phones as well, and it seems to be fairly popular right now. If you don't like this Neptune blue color, you can also buy this phone in space black or moonlight white. And so now the only thing left to check out is the tray on the left. We have space for 2 nano SIMs and 1 micro SD card for storage expansion. And inside here there's a 4000 mAh battery, which of course can be charged quickly using the included 18-watt fast charger. So that was our unboxing and first look at the brand new Xiaomi Redmi Note 8. Do stay tuned to Gadgets 360 because our full review is coming up very soon, and in this we will discuss the phone's build quality, battery life, general performance, display quality and much more. Thanks for watching.